Dumaguete City officials are at odds with residents over a reclamation project. Mayor Felipe Remollo says the deal for the 23 billion pesos smart city proposal is not yet final. He urges constituents to wait for the details during consultations. Let's now hear the side of lawyer Golda Benjamin, member of the hashtag No to 174 reclamation group. Attorney, thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word. Why do you and other groups oppose this planned 174-hectare reclamation project in Dumaguete City?
Thank you, Rico, and maayong gabi from Dumaguete. The people of Dumaguete are opposing this project because we were never consulted about this project, despite the fact that it will irreversibly bury at least 3 marine protected areas. And these marine protected areas, thousands of the poorest of the poor depend on these protected areas for their lives and livelihood, Rico, including our next door neighbors. We were not consulted despite the fact that the quarrying needed to build this island will potentially flatten our mountains. And if they're going to dredge from the sea, the siltation along during the reclamation process will bury corals, not just in Dumaguete, but in neighboring municipalities that are dependent on dive tourism. And Rico, I have a tiny corporate law practice, and I look at this as also a badly negotiated contract. This is what Dumaguete is going to get. Only about 51% of the land, but including the roads and the open spaces. And we have to split it with the Philippine Reclamation Authority, while the private corporation will get 49%. And in terms of sharing in the net shares, we will only get 25%.
Attorney?
The company will get 75%. And there are also many legal problems with the contract itself, Rico, but I'm sure we can talk about that maybe if we have more time.
You know, attorney, critics like yourself disapprove of this deal due to the lack of public consultation and the speed of the venture. What if a public consultation will materialize, according to Mayor Remollo, and it shows that there's no environmental and social impact and more of the economic gains? Will you and the other groups respect the decision of the consultation or continue to oppose it?
Rico, common sense alone tells us that this is an environmental disaster. So I do not believe personally, despite the fact that I'm not a scientist, I do not believe that there is no environmental damage. I'm definite about that. In terms of consultation, there is nothing in our laws and even in our ordinances that prohibits the mayor from doing the consultation now. But he is not doing that. He wants to take the first step to apply for a permit or a license at the Philippine Reclamation Authority and then consult the people. Mali naman yata yan, Rico. That's very much against our laws and very much against good governance.
But attorney, the mayor says, and his supporters, that this smart city project would be implemented at no cost to the city under a public-private partnership and will bring much-needed jobs and investments to Dumaguete. Isn't this a win-win situation for the people?
It is not, Rico. It is correct that it is the company that will bear the cost of 23 billion, but we are talking about 3 marine protected areas, hundreds of hectares of irreversible damage, of corals, death of the fish. These are the kinds of risks we cannot afford in our city. And look at how massive this project is, Rico. It will cover about 85% of the entire coastline of Dumaguete City. So if we're talking about risk analysis, cost benefit, it's a lose-lose situation for Dumaguete. And if we're looking at progress just from a mere numbers perspective, Rico, then that's not the kind of development the city of Dumaguete deserves.
So, if they start construction, will the concerned citizens who are against this reclamation project go to the courts and seek a temporary restraining order?
Definitely, Rico. There are many lawyers that are volunteering in this effort, and we are still accepting volunteers, lawyer volunteers to fight this. And we are going to file cases, draft cases. We are going to try to get an injunction, a writ of kalikasan, a host of legal actions. But at this point, Rico, we're holding on. We're not filing cases yet because the mayor needs to face the people. And my fear is that if we file cases now, the mayor will just say, I'm going to stop talking about it. This is sub judice. It's already in the courts. And the mayor, as a servant of the people, have to face the people in and out of court. And that's why we're doing this. We're doing a massive protest around the city so that he will listen to us. We're a city of gentle people, Rico. Hindi nga masyadong nagrarally dito. And we are just asking the mayor to talk to his people right now. Wag munang mag-first step.
Thank you so much for shedding light on this issue, Attorney Golda Benjamin, a lawyer and a concerned citizen.